In the space of just under 3 weeks, Boeing has achieved first flights for 2 new airliners at either end of its product range. On March 31st, the 787-10 widebody took to the air for the first time at Boeing's facility in Charleston, South Carolina. And then on April 13th, on the other side of the country at Renton near Seattle in Washington State, the new 737 MAX 9 narrowbody made its first flight. New airliners can be in development for half a dozen or more years before they enter commercial service. The first flight is always a really important landmark on the long and complicated journey that an aircraft takes between the drawing board and certification. Now, both the 787-10 and the 737 MAX 9 now face months of flight testing as they prepare to enter service in 2018. Given the extensive ground testing that aircraft manufacturers can now do, the significance of the flight test stage is now more to do with validating the existing engineering with which they've laid the groundwork. But it's also very significant symbolically to achieve that first flight. It signals to a manufacturer's customers that it's very, very serious about meeting its commitments to get that aircraft into service according to a strict timeline. On the narrowbody front, Boeing is now planning to introduce a slightly larger MAX 10 version of the 737 and a somewhat smaller MAX 7 version. While not to be outdone, its European rival Airbus recently achieved the first flight for its new A319neo. In fact, it did that just a few hours before the 787-10 made its first flight. What the MAX and the Neo have in common are new engines that promise a very significant improvement in fuel efficiency. In the widebody sector, Boeing and Airbus are looking to address multiple airline needs in terms of the balance between the number of passengers carried and the range available for long-haul flights. As it happens, demand in the widebody sector is somewhat weakening at the moment, but both those main airframers feel they have to be in it for the long haul for these markets to develop in rather complex ways. The 787 family competes with Airbus's A350 family, but at the same time it also to some degree overlaps with Boeing's own 777 products.